Hey y'all, so I'm just about to spill the tea on myself today because I want to talk about 3 of the biggest mistakes that I made when I quit my job. It's been a year and I have learned quite a bit. I'm glad that I know the lessons now, but if I can help you avoid these lessons, I will. If you don't know, I'm a radio personality. I had a whole radio show, the Krystal show, and I didn't know that I was about to quit. It was just like, I got to get up out of here. And when I made the decision, you know, I considered a lot, but I also did not consider a lot. And though some people said some of this stuff to me, I was so focused on where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do that I just was like, that's fine, whatever y'all say. And you might be in that space too, because the last day that I was on the radio, everybody was calling me like, I'm quitting too, Krystal Lee, I'm about to quit today. I'm like, please don't quit your job. Please don't, because I'm gonna feel bad. Just stay on your job. But yes, I know we all just, especially now, right, we all want that freedom. We all want to be our own boss, but let me be real, it's tough. And you want to make sure that before you quit, you really have some things in place, specifically your money and a lot of other things. I'm gonna tell you my mistakes, and hopefully this helps you if you're thinking about quitting your job. Just quit your job or whatever. Make sure before we get started that you show me some love so that other people can get access to this content and see it. I want to be able to help as many people as possible. So subscribe, comment, and let's jump right into it. Number 1, I knew that healthcare obviously was ridiculous because even maybe like 2 years before I quit my job, I didn't have healthcare with the company because I was considered to be part-time. So I was using different, you know, healthcare methods, private insurance, or, you know, of course there's the marketplace. But I had really good insurance at the job, and I didn't want to use the marketplace because it's been a little looking a little weird lately. So for the first year, the whole year after I quit, I was paying a lot of money for Cobra. Huge mistake. Okay, in case you don't know, Cobra is the janky situation that they came up with for you to still keep your health insurance from your job, but you just pay all this money for it. And let's just say I was paying quite a bit of money, and I did that because I had some things going on. I was so stressed out that I didn't want to have to worry about really bad insurance. I know what kind of insurance I had, but in the long run, it cost me so much money. Y'all, like, it cost me so much money, and that in itself was stressing me out. So I would definitely say try to find the best, most reasonable but still good insurance for yourself, and before you quit, make sure that you have that in place, because it was a lot. It honestly was a lot. And my accountants were like, we can't even write this off as a business expense because it's personal. So not only was I spending so much money, but I couldn't even do anything about it. But of course, your health is most important, like more important than anything. So I'm glad that I still had good insurance, but in the end, I want for you to avoid that. Really get your insurance in line before you quit. And of course, if you have a spouse, congratulations, because I wish I had somebody insurance to get on, because I was out here like, gosh, what is going on in this country? So yes, that's number 1. Health insurance, please get that together before you quit. And also, I'm gonna smooth this one into into number 1. I also made the mistake of not really checking on my retirement stuff before I left. So also make sure you do that. You don't really always want to go to your HR because you don't know if they're gonna be in your business or telling your boss and stuff. But if you do have a good HR situation, you kind of want to see like, okay, so what can I do with my investments, with my retirement account? Make sure you get that sorted out before you leave too, because you don't just want your money floating out here. You want to know where it is, and you want to obviously set up your own self-employment retirement account and get your investments and all that in order. I was just like, I gotta get up out of here, so I had to figure it out afterwards. It's a mistake. So let's just count that as 1.5. Number two, I was really excited about being on my own, even though I was terrified, because as I've said in previous videos, I watched my dad lose his business when I was 17, 18, and knew that he had lost other businesses in the past and just had to start over a lot. So I never really wanted to be a full-time entrepreneur, to be honest with you, and I was terrified. So I spent so much money, which is kind of like the opposite of what you would think I would do, but I spent so much money trying to make everything perfect that I overspent. I overspent on photo shoots, I overspent on inventory, I overspent on my office and warehouse. I mean, this thing is beautiful in here, y'all, but I spent a lot of money because I wanted to kind of feel that validation inside of myself, and also to prove a point to my old job. Like, I don't need y'all, forget y'all. And so I spent too much. Okay, that's the bottom line. I spent too much money. Please try to give yourself a budget and make sure that you know, okay, this is how much I have saved, and this is how much I plan to make, and this is what I'm gonna spend. Just because you're the boss don't mean you gotta go out and spend all that money. And I started my business with no money, and it really made me get creative, and I try to stick with that now. Now that I've learned my lesson, I try to think about, like, how can I be as creative as possible for as less money as possible? Because you really want to hold on to your money. You want to have as much reserves as possible in your business. So when you quit, try not to overspend like me. I know a lot of people may not do that, but it's what I did in trying to really fill a void of, you know, I don't have my radio show anymore, so now let me go spend to make sure everything is perfect, because it ain't gotta be perfect, right? It's just not that serious. So don't try to make it perfect. Don't try to live on perfection. Just be creative and be smart and budget your business money and your personal money, because at this point you're on your own and you don't want to have to go back and get a job if you don't want to. So lastly, and I made a lot more mistakes, but I'm just gonna give y'all 3 because I'm not really gonna put all my all my business out here. I just wanted to help somebody else that needed this information. But you definitely want to set some boundaries. That was really hard for me when I first started, because I was used to being an entrepreneur but also having structure from going into my job, or having to do my radio show, or having to do certain events for radio. And when I didn't have that and my time just completely belonged to me, I kind of lost it. Like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I was working too much some days, where I would literally be working 24 hours, and then sometimes I wouldn't work at all, and it was like, what is my schedule? So my therapist really helped me kind of structure a day-to-day and a week-by-week look. And of course, depending on what you're working on at the time in your business, that is going to determine what your actual week looks like. But honestly, please set some boundaries so that you don't burn out, especially if you have a family, you have other stuff going on. Treat this just like you would a job. Show up on time, clock out when you need to. Let's be real, it's probably not gonna happen, because entrepreneurship is what it is. But try as much as possible to still take care of yourself and still set some boundaries as, you know, a business owner, especially when you get a lot of staff, because it can get crazy. So like I said, just wanted to give you some mistakes rather, that I made when I quit my job. It's been a little bit over a year now. Lots of things that I wish I would have done better, but glad that I'm able to help other people, and glad that I stepped out on faith to do it. And I'm just gonna keep going one day at a time out here on faith. So love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, give this video a thumbs up, show some love, so that we can grow and help more people here on the platform. All right, subscribe if you need any information about how to work with me and what I do and who I am. It is also in the description box, and I'll see you guys next time.